Hello, my name is Family Player, and welcome to my Chapter 2 LTC, or Chapter 2 of my 0% LTC of Justice and Pride. Today we will be taking on Chapter 2, as I said, and it will be completed in 5 turns. This is a quite boring map, I'd say, but it actually has quite important movement, as we will continue, as we've seen before. As usual, it involves Donovan. One of the first important things that's done is moving Donovan in and killing the soldier from 2 range. That movement is important to making overall many things more reliable, as Donovan needs to move fast, but he does have a little bit of leeway. So I use this in order to make killing this archer and mage more reliable by luring them onto tiles that are not protected by forests. If Jake had not been standing behind Donovan as a juicy target for both, they would instead attack Donovan, and the archer would become much more annoying to kill. In addition, Melinda would have to be put in a much more precarious position than she will be on this turn. Here, Donovan trades Melinda a Slim Lance. This is simply to just slightly boost her avoid rate. It's not vital. And Teddy, our new axe fighter, one-shots a mage. While he is not super vital to most of this chapter, he's still fairly important, as he will be taking care of 2 very annoying enemies. That mage, and as we'll see later, a brigand. Here it is quite important that that soldier gets hit on this turn, as we have some very precise damage that we need to deal. We will soon see a very awkward cut near Donovan, as right there, as I had to rewind and change some RNs in order to make this following hit work out. Usually it is pretty reliable, but since I didn't want to completely record and whatnot, I had to just continue on. Here, Jake's movement is extremely vital. You'll be hearing that a lot. That monk is while not dangerous, since this is a route map, we need to take care of him. And if Donovan is just kept as is, and there is no one else in the monk's range that is a juicier target, he will attack Donovan, which will overall be not very good, since Donovan has no 1-2 range yet and cannot take care of him. And Donovan needs to keep moving on, as he has to take care of all 3 enemies in the bottom right corner at the moment, over the next couple turns. Here we see that Jake will just finish off the axe fighter while leaving the monk alone. The monk is not super dangerous. Most mages in the early game are, generally speaking, not very dangerous. Here we recruit George from this village, the only village that we'll visit this chapter. George is pretty useless in this run, as his bases are absolutely horrible, but he will come in handy in this chapter, as he does need to deal some, not only be valuable bait for the 2 axe users in the top right, as that pirate can sometimes go south, which will completely ruin this 5-turn strategy. But he also does some valuable chip damage. There you saw Donovan equip a steel sword. This is actually not the most reliable strategy. The more reliable strategy is to have him equip a silver lance. But for whatever reason, in this run, it completely slipped my mind, and for some reason I equipped a steel sword. Everything works out, as Marcus is still hit, and the bandit still dies, of course, and is even more reliably than if with a silver lance. So, all's well that ends well. We will soon see the monk moving to a quite annoying position. Mages in the early game seem to have an annoying amount of hit, where they're just not reliable enough. Here you see yet again another cut. There was another cut earlier that you may have noticed. Basically, anytime you notice a cut, you can assume that it was because I've changed an RN, which you'll usually see, like right there. Here, we take care of the rest of the bandits that are just hanging out, and making sure to give Adorn and Melinda the kills. The reason for this is we want Adorn and Melinda to get to level 10. Adorn has a lot more leeway about when she can get to level 10, but Melinda needs to get to level 10 specifically by the third guidance chapter, I believe it is. Heal. Penny does a quite unnecessary healing. I didn't talk about Penny, but she's our force healer, and she's not super important. But she's still a healer, and I'm not going to give up on that. Finally, the boss attacks Donovan and is killed, and that will end the map. Thank you for watching. As I mentioned before, Chapter 2 took 5 turns, and I hope you stick around for next time, when we take on Chapter 3. Thank you for watching.